Okay, looks like our families have come in. And so we'll go ahead and get started. Let's get welcome to our new family orientation for the Virtual Academy for the 26-27 school year. We are so incredibly excited that you have chosen Elite to be your partner in your child's educational needs. We will be going over a lot of information today, so please find a comfortable seat, grab your drink, and enjoy the journey with us as we go through all of the details of Virtual Academy today. Should you have any questions, we will have time at the end for both general and personal questions, and I'm happy to stay longer if there is a need. Okay. Together, we are breaking boundaries and enriching learning through virtual experiences here at the Virtual Academy, and we are very proud of that. Here is your leadership team. I am not joined by them today. However, they are an integral part of our success here in the Elite Virtual Academy, and inevitably, you will come across one or all of these people in your journey and your child's journey here at Elite. So what is the Virtual Academy? I know a lot of us may have already gone through the Multi-Academy New Family Orientation or Info Night, but as a reminder and a refresher, the Virtual Academy is for the self-motivated student in grades 6 through 12 who enjoys working independently. Students who choose this model have the flexibility to complete their coursework 100% online at the place and time of their choice, while enjoying ample support from our highly qualified instructors and our caring counselors. Our curriculum ensures the highest quality digital content that is rigorous, engaging, and aligned to California Common Core state standards, as well as meeting UC and CSU A through G eligibility requirements, NCAA, and WASC accredited. As we said, the Virtual Academy is ideal for today's independent learners. We have families and students from all walks of life, students who need to be able to work, students who are competitive athletes, students who prefer to learn from home. We've had many actors, musicians, and performing artists utilize our program. We have a designated credit recovery program for those students who are behind. And we support dual enrollment and acceleration for those who want to get ahead. We are a great spot for students who have health issues and cannot participate in a traditional brick and mortar setting, those who need an alternative setting for frequent breaks and less distractions, and of course, for parents and students who want more flexibility in their schedule and are looking for an alternative school option. Together in the Virtual Academy, there are multiple teachers which will interact with your students as they go through their journey. Your first one is going to be our teachers of record, supporting our student success. Teachers of record are designated teachers. They do not teach content. They are here specifically designed to forge a relationship with your student and help coach them through their educational journey. Teachers of record monitor engagement and success in all classes, and they are your primary point of contact as our families are looking for information and partnership with everything that we offer here at Elite. Our teachers of record also offer continuous support, ongoing coaching. We ensure that our students are actively engaged and participating and receiving the academic support that they need in order to be successful. Our students do check in with our teachers of record at minimum once a week. That is an on-camera, on Zoom check-in for every student every week. In partnership with our teachers of record, we have content teachers who are also supporting our student success. Our content teachers are specifically hired and curate their own classes here at Elite. It could be core content or our career and technical education content, but we are very proud of the fact that we have expert instruction from all California credentialed and highly qualified teachers. They host weekly live sessions for their associated classes. That is one live session via Zoom per week per class. They provide mentorship, personal guidance, personalization in their curriculum, and the support that students need in order to be successful in their classes. They provide clear communication. We have a great Canvas set up where all of the resources, where all of the student needs are easily accessible, and our content teachers are here to support their engagement. They are also the sole responsible party of ensuring that your student is getting the academic support that they need in their class. They do all of the grading, provide the feedback, and in many cases have written the courses themselves to align with our mission and our goals and provide our students with an excellent online experience. We do work closely across all of our teachers here at Elite, and especially in the Virtual Academy, as we collaborate in our student success teams and ensure that we are providing wraparound support, including our multi-tiered systems of supports and our counselors as we support students through their journey. And speaking of our counselors, we do have a designated counselor team. Those counselors here are our counselors, some focusing on academics, while others are focusing on social emotional support for our students. Our counselors commonly push in to offer seminars, pull out to offer small groups, and also offer one-on-one academic advising and four-year planning, as well as social emotional support and counseling services. As we continue discussing our partnership here in Elite, you parents are also part of that partnership. And so we do have parental expectations in order to ensure that we are able to ensure that all of our students are successful here. We do ask partners to play we do ask parents to play an important role in student attendance, ensuring that they are logging in every day, accessing their courses on Canvas, completing their expected learning for the day, and also participating in all of our engagement opportunities. That could be our MegaZoom academic support Monday through Friday, could be our live class sessions, club attendance, field trips, and any or everything that we offer here at Elite. We do ask that our parents regularly check their email and please provide communication within 24 hours of a request. Because we are 100% virtual and we do not have a brick and mortar location, we rely heavily on communication via email, Parent Square, text messages, and phone calls. We do expect our parents to partner with us in our testing expectations and our meeting expectations here at Elite. So as I said before, our students have the expectation and the requirement to meet with their teacher of record a minimum of once a week for a check-in, cameras on, please, so that we can ensure that our students are healthy and safe, as well as our 3 different testing sessions throughout the year. Your students are expected to take iReady diagnostic tests in the beginning of year and middle of year to assess where they are and what we need to do as your partner here at Elite to support your child's learning. In addition, we do have an end of year assessment, and this could look like an iReady diagnostic for grade levels that do not need to take the state exam, or the CASP state exam for those grade levels that are required. We highly encourage our parents to, again, highly encourage our students to participate in their live class sessions in order to get the full experience here in the Elite Virtual Academy. And as we continue with expectations, we obviously have student expectations as well. So students are expected to demonstrate their attendance in a variety of ways. Again, they have a required check-in meeting with their teacher of record every week. That is a cameras on meeting, and in an attempt to collaborate with your student to offer coaching, academic support, and anything else that your child might need. We also require that students are logging in and completing their assigned coursework. We obviously have the flexibility of where and when your student is accessing their coursework, but it is imperative that students are keeping regular pace in their classes. Therefore, it is expected that our students are completing daily coursework and have no longer absence than 3 days in any given class of submitted work. Our attendance is tracked based on work submission in the courses. And so if we see large gaps in work submission, that causes alarm, also creates a situation in which students can quickly become overwhelmed. So we do expect them to be logging in daily and complete their daily coursework. For students who are demonstrating the need for additional support, meaning they are not maintaining a 70% or above in their coursework, we do expect that students are participating in study hall, academic support via MegaZoom, and live class sessions until which their grades are up and maintaining, and then the flexibility will return. Again, we are a 100% virtual academy with no brick and mortar location. So it is imperative that our students are also checking their emails regularly and communicating with their content teachers and their teachers of record. We will provide an elite email to all students and ask them to check that daily. In addition, we do commonly communicate with our students in the best form for them. That could look like text messages, phone calls, our Google Chat application, or email, all of which will be determined the best case and the best avenue for students when you meet with your teachers of record. But again, we do expect students to be returning communication and actively collaborating with their student success team. In addition, as we stated before, our students are required to attend weekly check-ins. They're expected to attend their live class sessions, but we know that there is flexibility needed, and we are required to participate in our 3 diagnostic touch points per year. As in every case, our students are expected to have their cameras on, to be engaged, to be active and participating in all of these types of meetings. Our live sessions, as I stated before, are offered once weekly. If students cannot make a live session, not a problem. There is no penalty for participating or not participating in our live class session, unless, of course, our students are demonstrating that need by holding a grade below a 70%. If they are above that and need that flexibility to not participate in live time, that is absolutely okay. We do record all of our class sessions and post them within the class so that those dedicated students, whether they came or not, have access to that recording and can go back and review the information that was provided each week. And as stated multiple times, we're going to come right into our cameras on policy. We do expect all of our students to have their cameras on and actively participate in every meeting, including their weekly live check-ins, their live class sessions, MegaZooms, and testing. Being visible helps us build connection and community in our remote setting, and it also allows teachers and students to bond and engage in a meaningful way. Our students, our teachers ensure that we can foster support for all of our students in the form of what we call our 6 C's, being compassion, curiosity, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, and of course, communication. In order to hit those 6 C's and support our students, the cameras on policy does help us forge those relationships and those bonds and work on coaching along the 6 C's. As we've stated before, our attendance policy is indicated by work submitted in their classes. Students are expected to log in daily and actively complete the work in each course. While students have the flexibility in when and where, they do not have the ability to self-pace. As students log into their courses, they will see expected due dates and then final submission dates. So we do operate in a learning period format, meaning each learning period is approximately 5 weeks long, 6 learning periods throughout the traditional school year, 3 in each semester. Any assignments that are assigned within a learning period can be submitted or resubmitted within that designated learning period. So an assignment might be due on September 9th. However, the learning period does not end until October 9th. If a student needs the ability to take a few extra days to submit that assignment, not a problem, they have that flexibility. If a student receives feedback on an assignment and wants to work with the teacher or revamp their assignment and resubmit for a better grade, they absolutely can do so as long as they're doing it within the learning period. So, for example, this first learning period will be from September 2nd to October 9th. Any assignment that is submitted from September 2nd, that is assigned between September 2nd and October 9th will be needed to be turned in by October 9th. If students miss our LP deadline, they will no longer be able to go back and submit that work for credit, although they will be able to go back and access that learning point. And as we stated before, our virtual learning and support community is essential for our student success. So if students are not maintaining a 70% in their classes, they will receive a Friday action notice with engagement expectations that Friday for the following week. And our engagement policy. So as I stated, we do have Friday action notices. Every Friday, a family will receive an action notice email, both to the parents and to the student. These action notices will inform you and keep you informed on the success of your student, how they're doing, or where they may be demonstrating a need for additional support. We do work on a multi-tiered systems of support here, our MTSS model. And therefore, if a student is demonstrating continued need for support, you can see increased expectations or requirements for engagement for students to engage in our virtual support community. This is a friendly reminder that as we get started, it will kick off week 1. So please mark on your calendars to check your email every Friday, review the information that is presented in those action notices, discuss that with your student, and take action together the following week. So I've mentioned a couple of times our MegaZoom academic support. We offer daily academic support in the form of MegaZoom and live class sessions. So our academic support actually says MegaZoom Tuesday through Friday, and we have thus changed that to a Monday through Friday model. So we do offer academic support Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m., where all of our staff is available for either drop-in or appointment support for students in all classes. In addition, we offer our live class sessions and our weekly teacher of record check-ins to ensure that we are supporting the student where they are at and how they need it. And this encourages critical thinking and communication, along with collaboration and creativity. And it is meant to inspire compassion and curiosity as your child moves through their educational journey. Here is our flyer for MegaZoom. This will be available to families as well and will be in all of our classes here at Elite in Canvas for student access. But as part of our Elite virtual academy support community, we offer virtual study hall and MegaZoom academic support hour Monday through Friday. Luckily, these two are both in the same location. So students do not need to decide whether or not they want to participate in study hall or MegaZoom. The format is structured so that we can support all learners in a variety of ways. Anybody can come into the virtual study hall beginning 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. They can stay in that accountability spot as needed. And for our support system with our resident tutor, Mrs. Nelson, from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. At 12, we have all staff, all of our teachers and our teachers of record join that same link to study hall, and we open up breakout rooms for all of our teachers to have their own offices. On Mondays and Fridays, we have an open office hour structure where students can move around freely, go into the office or breakout room of any teacher that they need to connect with via academic or social, and have that opportunity to jump into their office. There may be other students in that room, but this is a free movement on Mondays and Fridays, so they can make their schedule and decide who they need to meet with and for what reason. On Tuesday through Thursday, we have our personalized academic support appointments. So we also know that the model of just jumping into somebody's office can create some anxiety for some students, and they would prefer a designated time when they know that they will have that targeted time to be in a private meeting with their content teacher or their teacher of record. Our content teachers specifically have scheduler links for personalized academic support appointments Tuesday through Thursday in 10-minute increments. That means as you get your action notice on Friday and you're collaborating and working with your student about what they may need that following week, a student always has access to go click that scheduler link for any of their content teachers and schedule in an appointment during Mega Zoom Tuesday through Thursday the following week. In addition to academic support, we do offer a robust social community here at Elite as a whole. And in the Virtual Academy, we are very proud of our Friday Social Lounge. This is a purely non-academic and social area for our students to join. Each week, one of our teachers takes one of their passions and creates an environment where students can come in, learn about, discuss, have fun, play games, or just generally hang out and have a social lounge to develop friendships and forge relationships in. We are very proud of our Virtual Academy support community, and we encourage all of our students to take advantage of it at any time, regardless of whether or not they've had an action notice that deems it necessary. This is an open space for all students, those who are excelling, those who are doing quite fine, and those who need additional support. In addition, we also understand that our students with the flexibility of having the time and place to do their own work might need support. Therefore, we have partnered with tutor.com, which is a 24-hour academic support system. Every student already has an account, and this is a one-click embedded feature into each one of their classes. Tutor.com is nationally recognized and is a service of the Princeton Review, meaning that all tutors that are available in tutor.com have all been screened and contain teaching credentials or master level degrees in the subject area of which they are tutoring. They are all cleared to work with California State students. This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week service. So no matter when your student is doing their homework, should they need additional support, they can always click into tutor.com, one click, let them know what subject they're looking for, and they will get connected with a tutor within a matter of minutes. Students also have the ability to submit written work via tutor.com for feedback before they submit their assignments in Canvas, and can upload questions that they have from their Canvas classes. So, for example, if a student is working on a math assignment on a Saturday morning, perhaps, gets stuck and just needs additional support on an assignment, or maybe even a question, they can log into tutor.com, they can provide that assignment or that question to a tutor, get connected, and get the support that they need. We do ensure privacy as we are working with this partner. So in this partnership, students are not on camera during this time. This is a text message chat feature back and forth, or a voice call, but your students' face and our tutor's face are are reserved for security purposes. As I mentioned before, we do have a late work policy here, a late work submission policy here in the Virtual Academy. So students may submit late assignments up to the last day of the learning period in which they are due. After the learning period ends, the ability to submit that work will no longer be available. However, students will retain access to the course content at all times to review material, reinforce their learning, and provide and prepare for their future success. You will see an email and a Canvas pop up at the end of every learning period with reminders. This is a sample of what it might look like. And just for your review, we do have 3 learning periods in the fall semester and 3 learning periods in the spring semester, which means that we will have a deadline of October 9th, November 20th, and then our course completion on January 22nd for the first semester this year. We have discussed our testing and our diagnostics and our expectations of participation. However, we did want to dig a little deeper into this as students participate in both diagnostic assessments and their state testing. We utilize iReady for ELA and math diagnostics for their beginning of year and middle of year. Again, if your student is not testing in the state testing, meaning your child is a 9th grader or a 10th grader, they will be taking their end of year iReady diagnostics as well, while our other students will be taking the end of year state exams in grades 6 through 8 and 11th grade. Our seniors are expected to be participating in their beginning of year and middle of year diagnostics. However, we do not expect our seniors to participate in end of year assessments. These are adaptive and no stake assessments, but we will be utilizing them in our homeroom class and discussing placements with our students and our parents during our LP conferences. This is to ensure that we are meeting the students where they need support the most. And depending on where they are placed in their diagnostic, this could create a situation in which we are placing students in additional Virtual Academy learning labs to help with targeted and intensive support for students who are demonstrating the need for those services to get them back up to grade level. Many questions come about with our school and technology. Our program does provide students with the tools that they need to be successful in an online learning format. If your child does not have access to their own laptop or computer, we will provide a school-issued Chromebook for all students during the time in which you meet your teacher of record. Now, this is utilizing their educational funding and will be expected to return at the completion of their tenure here at Elite, whether that be a withdrawal or a graduation. But we do ensure that all of our students do have the level of technology needed in order to be successful here. You received your welcome information, and so you do know that you will be registering with your teachers of record come August 24th. And so at that time, if your child does need technology, they will be able to support in ordering that Chromebook, and Chromebooks are shipped within 2 days to ensure that your child has everything they need as quickly as possible. And speaking of educational funding and allocations, we do allocate funds to our students in the form of an educational funding account. We do not have the burden of providing that brick and mortar facility, yet we are still a publicly funded charter school. So with all of those funds, we do give them back to our families in order to be able to provide a robust opportunity for all students, regardless of access to a brick and mortar facility or what a traditional high school might offer. This can be used in a variety of forms and always needs to be aligned with their academic goals or any extracurricular activities that a student would normally have access to on a high school or middle school campus. Our allocations are disseminated by semester. So our students in 6th through 8th grade will receive $3,650 total this year, distributed in 2 lump sums of $1,825, and our high schoolers are at $4,000. And again, 2 distributions of $2,000. Now, we do pull our curriculum charges for the classes that your students are enrolled in, any course supplies needed that we send home at the beginning of the year, any tech that is needed, and we reserve those out of your educational funds at the beginning of each semester. On average, we do see that families have approximately $800 to $1,000 to spend every semester to support their educational needs, their athletic needs, or their extracurricular desires. You will work with your teacher of record to work through those requests and to ensure that it aligns with our state funding allocations, which you can review in our student handbook. As a reminder, all educational funding requests need to be submitted by April 1st for the end of the year as we close our books out. Educational funds do roll from fall semester to spring. However, they do not roll from year to year. So any remaining educational funds that have not been allocated after April 1st will be returned back to the school in order to support the additional services that we offer here. In addition, our new families will not be able to utilize their funding until October 1st. This ensures that we have our families coming in and staying with us, or making the decision on whether or not this academy is right for their needs. And also the allocations of educational funding is dependent on the success of our students. A student who is requesting educational funds for athletic or extracurricular activities will be required to be passing all of their classes with a 70% or better. Our students who are demonstrating need for additional support and would like the ability to be able to collaborate with a one-on-one tutor via our community partners are always allowed to utilize those funds for that reason, regardless of passing rates in classes. A big question as we come in, especially for our 9th grade families, is what does our general course sequence and our 4-year plan look like? Here at Elite, we have a minimum of 230 credits in order to graduate with a high school diploma. However, we strive to have all of our students bound and eligible for 4-year education outside of high school, should they choose that route. This is a quick snapshot of our generic A through G eligibility pathway. And so as you can see, our 9th graders will have 5 classes in the end, the 6th half class of their homeroom. In 10th grade, we move up to 6 classes. In 11th grade, we continue 6 classes. And in 11th grade, our students will start their career and technical education pathway, which will move into 12th grade, assuming that they are striving to go 4-year bound and apply to a UC or CSU. We highly recommend this schedule for our 12th graders. However, there is flexibility for those students who have different goals for post-high school education. This is a quick copy and a snapshot of our 26-27 traditional school year calendar. This is available on our website and shows you the days that students are expected to be engaging in school and those days designated as holidays. Just a quick reminder, this year, we do have 1 week for our fall break, 2 weeks for our winter break, and another 1 week for our spring break. You can download this off of our website. You can also access this resource in the slideshow in your welcome letter. Okay, the next question that always comes about is, what does the live class schedule look like? So at this time, this is our current high school live class session. As you can see, we do have multiple classes going on at the same time. We try very hard to work with our teachers to ensure that each grade level and their expected courses are unique in their scheduling so that students can participate in all of their classes. Sometimes, if we have students electing to take extra classes, to working to recover credits or in an advanced credit 4-year plan, you might see that they might have the same class at the same, or excuse me, 2 classes at the same time. Again, there is no penalty for missed classes, and we work and collaborate with your students and families in that case, along with our content teachers to ensure that our students are supported. This is just a quick snapshot, but it also is available on our family resource page, which will be sent out to families as well. And this is our middle school live class schedule. Again, we blocked our grade levels to ensure consistency and routine. As you can see, our 9 a.m. block is designated for our 8th graders. Our 10 a.m. block is designated for our 7th graders, and our 1 p.m. block is designated for our 6th graders. We do have opportunities for electives in middle school. They are not required, but our students are able to participate in them if they want. And this again will be discussed with your teacher of record during registration. Okay, so coming up next, I know there was a lot of information in your welcome letter, but this year in the 26-27 school year, this is what you can expect coming up to our first day of school. Next week, August 10th, you will be receiving the email of your teacher of record announcement. This will give you some information about who you are assigned to as your teacher of record and the process of onboarding and registration throughout the month of August. Our teachers return for professional development on August 19th and will be in an in-person professional development as we at Elite Academic Academy seek to provide a robust opportunity for our teachers to come back to feel invigorated and supported to get the training that they need to be successful in the next school year. As a result, we will all be out of the office that week of August 19th, and our registration meetings will begin August 24th when we return to the office. Our back to school night for the virtual academy for all of our families will be held on Tuesday, August 25th at 5 p.m. There's the registration link there, but you can also see that registration link in your welcome email. We will have a first day kickoff for our virtual academy students on Wednesday, September 2nd, which is also our first day of school. Those invitations will go out to our students' emails as soon as their registration is complete. And we look forward to having all of our students participate in our kickoff as we celebrate everybody returning from a summer and get the ability for our new students to meet their content teachers at that time. In addition, we are incredibly excited and always happy to share what our content teachers are doing in their classes. Every semester, you can expect that we will have a virtual academy curriculum showcase night where you will be able to come in as families, meet and greet your content teachers, and see what your students are learning in their classes. This is a unique opportunity to have that interaction point, much like a back to school night would be for a brick and mortar. This is specifically designed to showcase our content teachers, all of the work that they do for their classes, and how they support their student learning throughout the semester. Okay, I know that was a lot of information. And so I do want to thank you for coming in, for taking that seat and getting through that information with me. This is my direct contact information. Please feel free to grab a snapshot. It is also in your welcome letter, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have either now during the remaining time, or should they come at a later date. Please feel free to email or call me. I am always here and happy to support our new families, but I do recognize there is a lot of information and sometimes it takes us a minute to digest. So once again, I want to thank you for coming in to our new family orientation, for being here, for choosing to be Elite and partnering with us in your students' educational journey.